Hi guys, I thought I would film something a little bit different for you today. I was sorting out my bookstore and I thought I've never shown you this, so I thought you might like to see how I store my books behind me. Excuse the fact it's echoey, that's just this corridor, and excuse the fact that I'm not like made up and fancy and stuff, like I am anyway, because I'm sort of doing jobs, sorting things out. But as I was tidying up in there, I thought you guys might like to see, because as you'll know if you have followed this channel for a little while, some of my books are print on demand, and if that's the case then I'll buy a box of books, and when it's getting low I will buy another box of books. So for Milk and for self-publishing, that's the case. I have one box of each, and that's easy to just shove in a corner. But for my other titles, I got a lot of books. So for context, the hardbacks, which is Milk and Cookies and Lily the Limpet Gets Lost, those were only a print run of 100 each, but they don't sell very many copies. So there's definitely a few boxes of each of those still in there. And then, let me think, Milk and Cookies, the original print run was something like 200, and then I've since had another one that's 1,000. So however many are left of those, I don't know off the top of my head. Lily the Limpet Gets Lost was either, I think that was about 200, I can't remember, but I've got just a handful left. So I will be ordering, that's why I'm tidying up in there. I will be ordering that soon. And then Seagrass, I have 1,000, because I was just down to the last few of the last print run. So there's just under 1,000 in there. And Kelp, I ordered 1,000, but there's a good 300 of those gone, because Natural England got 200 of those, and then there's however many are left from however many copies I've sold. Basically, there's a good couple of thousand books in there. So fortunately, we do have this space. This is a like half garage. So in the UK, if you're from elsewhere, it's not typical to have a garage. Some people do, but quite a lot of people don't. So I'm really lucky to have this space. I feel very grateful that we have it. It's not the kind of garage that you can fit a car in, but it is a good storage space. So I'm going to take you in there. I'm going to show you how I store my books. So this is what we're dealing with. It's so aesthetic. Obviously, this is, you know, a storage area. I've hooked the door back so that we can see. So this area at the front is all my business storage. So yeah, I'm so grateful I have this space. And then round this corner is family stuff. And it just about works space-wise. What you can see if you look up is that my husband has insulated it, because it was an extension. So it would have just been this area. They've extended out. There's a garage door which he has sealed, and then he's insulated the whole thing as well. So the temperature doesn't fluctuate too much. It doesn't get damp. So these books in cardboard boxes aren't going to get damaged. Otherwise, I'd have had to have put them in loads of plastic crates, and that would have been, whatever way you look at it, it would have been expensive. But this works. This is, you know, as a way of storing it, this has worked for us. So the other thing that I should say is we bought this metal racking. So these were about £50 a pair. I will link those below. In fact, what I will do is I will make a area, I can't remember what they're called, on my Amazon shop, and I will put storage and also events stuff that I talk about in this video. So have a look below if you would like any links to that stuff. So if I start over here, you'll see there are some tables. These are what I use for events. So this is a pasting table, and this is what I used to use, but I've recently acquired this. My in-laws used to do events for the Doodle Trust, and they're not doing them anymore, but this was their table, so as it was better than mine, I've grabbed that, but I'm still going to keep mine. For example, I'm doing an event in September where I have a whole gazebo to myself. Normally, I would share with my friend Eleanor, but she's on maternity leave right now, so I'm going to use that area. I'm going to have two tables, and I'm going to have like a colouring zone. So that will be pretty cool. And then these are the chairs that I take to events. They're just fold up wooden chairs. I find that camping chairs are too low. So although these aren't the most comfortable, I just take a cushion with me. They're fine. So yeah, chairs and tables, they don't easily slot in anywhere. So they're just in front of stuff. It's fine. Then round here, this is the stuff that I use regularly. So it's easy to access. So this is kelp, seagrass. These are some postcards I had printed up to say thank you and to ask for some reviews. If you have read one of my books and you haven't reviewed, it does really help the algorithm. So that's there. This is more packaging. So there's tissue paper and stickers, and I think my Jiffy bags are in here. I don't have many left. I just use those for self-publishing and for milk because I've moved over to using just cardboard mailers, so there's not plastic, but I'm going to use up what I have. So those are in there. Self-publishing, I'm not sure what's in there. It's not got a label on it. This I need to put away. I haven't sorted out my school stuff. This was some packaging I ripped up to make kelp, and we waved it around and made a kelp forest. So I need to just go through that and decide if I'm keeping it or if I will rip up new packaging. I don't know. Up here is just an empty box. We used it for storage and it's not got anything in, so it's just up there until we find something that needs to go in it. So that could be moved. When the new order of Lily comes in, that's part of why I've been tidying up in here. Spaces like this, I will need to put books. I can get about 6 boxes on each shelf. Maybe not on these wooden ones actually, but on the metal ones. So anyway, I could probably get 4 or something up there. So that space can be made available. And then down here, I have my gazebo weights. So these you can fill up with water and then you screw them onto the legs. And I've got 8 of them. I don't need 8. The gazebo's only got 4 legs. I don't really know what to do with them because they take up loads of space. But if I got rid of 4, what if I cracked one and it didn't work? So I don't know. I wonder if I could get rid of 2. So then I've only got 6 and there's spares. But then how do I get rid of 2? I can't sell 2. Someone would want 4 unless I can't sell them anyway and then throw them away. I don't know. They're down there. I don't know what to do about that. So I have like a stormproof gazebo. It's behind me. I'll show you. I need a torch to show you around here because the light isn't going to be enough for the camera. Here we go. So I've got this gazebo. I will link a similar one. I don't think you can get this exact one. This was my in-laws as well. The bag is broken, so it's wrapped in rope, which works, but it's amazing. I do recommend if you do events, don't get the plastic ones. I've seen several break at events. I've broken them myself. So yeah, these metal ones, that is not breaking. But if you are on hard ground and you can't peg it down, then you need weights like these over here. So those are what I use. Okay, then going over here, maybe I'll start at the top and work down. So this is school stuff. It needs sorting. I've got boxes of pens, boxes of shells, cuddly toys. Obviously, I don't want this stuff to gather dust or get grubby, so I do need to sort that and just have that shelf up there for schools. And then coming down, I've got some milk and cookies paperbacks. So I always write on the boxes what they are. Back there is a mixed box of milk and cookies. So that's where, say I've got half a box of hardbacks, I filled it up with paperbacks just to make better use of the space. So that's what I mean by mixed, is paperbacks and hardbacks. This is hardbacks of Lily. And then up here is my grab box. So in here are a couple of copies of each book. And let's say a shop are interested in stocking my books and they say, can you bring some samples? I will just take in my box of, what are they called? Display copies, which I keep in my office because I tend to use those every now and again. But I'll throw this in the car so that if someone says, oh, actually, I'll take however many copies, there's a few of each in there. So that's just a quick, easy one to pick up. Then down here, this is my notebooks. If you haven't been on my website, you might not have seen these. I sell them at events. I've not got loads of them. It was just a little thing I was trying. They come with a pen. You can get them in a bundle with self-publishing because they match. They've got the same font. So if you want one, they're on my website. Over here, this is what's left of Lily. There's only about 30 copies in there, if that actually. Some Polly Pockets, these are dead handy. I don't know why they're there. There's a random postcard that needs to be put away. This is from a lovely bookshop on the Isle of Wight, but I was going to put that in my school's stuff because sometimes I use postcards as writing prompts, and that's a rather pretty bookshop, isn't it? Down here is also my giant kelp. This unfolds. I made it out of cardboard, so that needs to go with the school stuff when I've had a tidy. And also in here, my sensory sea that I made. That's what that is. And over here are my proofs. I just like to keep them. Some of them are, you know, not right or whatever. So that's just a big box of all the proofs that I've had for all of the books. That's everything in there, which, yeah, just like to keep it for posterity. Pen, it's handy to have a pen to label up these boxes. Down here, this is hardbacks of Lily. What's this? Milk and Cookies hardbacks. This is when I send my books to Amazon, they'll only keep them for a year. And these are some copies of Lily that they sent back, and I have kept hold of them, kept them in here so I can remember they're Amazon ones. And if I replenish them, I might just send the same ones to them. So that's what those are. That's my pull-up. That's a load of empty space that could be filled up with the new books. And that down there is damaged books. I've got a few boxes of damaged books, and that is one of them. Again, I think there's space back there. So that's handy for when I get the new copies of Lily. Back up to the top. This up here is the top of the gazebo. It does need putting away neatly. That's a job for another day, is sorting out all up there. I'm not very tall, that's why I haven't done that today. So yeah, that's what that is. And the other sides are up there in that crate. So if I take the gazebo out, all of that comes down. Obviously it's high up because I hardly use it. I think I've only used it once this year. Coming down, these are the pegs. So these are some serious tent pegs. These will be good on any kind of ground, really stony ground. They are good. I took these camping with me actually, but those are serious pegs and a mallet. This is milk. This is, as I say, I have one box. That's how I function. You saw the self-publishing ones over there. They are on a different shelf. They probably should be over there so that they're with all of the like ones for if someone orders, but they're still in the same zone. It's cool. Envelopes, these were just messy on my desk, so they're there. I don't know what to do with them. I don't use envelopes very much, I have to say. I don't send many letters. These crates, right, I'm going to explain these crates a bit more. So these, I don't even know where they came from, but I ended up with loads of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, and they are so handy. Oh, and more. What I do with them, let me show you, is and I'll link similar on Amazon. So down here, these ones are full of the books that I take to events. So this is self-publishing. They have the, bookmarks in with them. So what I do with these, if we go over here, I have this wheelie crate. I actually bought this off of someone else at a craft fair. So in here, if I open it up, you'll see are those crates. Oh, focus, it doesn't like the torchlight. Let's see, there we go, maybe. So that is full of crates of each title, and the ones that have hardbacks, the crate will have a couple of hardbacks and a couple of paperbacks. So all in there, so that's full. And then, I also have in there, sorry, struggling with the focus, bags for events. And then what I do is these ones are ones that don't fit. I have a larger crate down here because Lily is a larger trim size, so that's all Lily's hardbacks and paperbacks. And basically I can just take the wheelie crate and then carry these, and it just makes it a bit easier. But these plastic crates protect the books. They don't move in there, so I use some packaging to pack them out, and I put the bookmarks in there so the books don't move. It protects them from being damaged, but it also keeps them dry. So if I'm doing an event where it's raining or it's really cold or damp, I can keep all of the books in there and then just have display ones out. And if someone buys one, then I get them a copy out. Or what I normally do is I get maybe 2 or 3 of each book out of each crate, and then as time goes on I get some more. So then if I do something stupid like pour a coffee over everything, I never have done it, touch wood, touch cardboard, is there some wood? Touch wood. But if I did, I wouldn't damage everything. So this as a system works really well for me. So then to go back up to where we were, in these ones, the one at the top is empty. The bottom two have got seagrass in. Now what these are is the last of the old print run. I made a few tiny changes when I did the new print run of 1,000, but also this print run was smaller. So this was a digital print run and the new one was litho. What that's meant is that there's a slightly different finish. So if I'm displaying the books or if someone is buying two, so if you went on my website and you bought a Seagrass and a Kelp, I would give you the new ones. If you just bought one copy of Seagrass, I would probably give you one of these because I'm just using these up as singles or anything like that where it's just a oneer or it's only that title. So those are just the last few. But yeah, I decided while I was getting Kelp to do a matching Seagrass. So there's a new print run. I mean, what is there left of those? Maybe 30? So there are those, but these crates are really, really good. Is that what you'd call them? Plastic boxes, crates, whatever. Down here then you have, this is a display thing that I bought on Etsy. I'll link it. It's like a shelf thing and that's really good for making my stall look all nice. And down here, these are A3 mailers. I'll link these as well. These I use if I'm selling a hardback. They don't fit in my cardboard mailers that I'll show you in a bit. Or if someone buys a load of books, then I'll put them in there. I want to get some A4, so they're like the book wrap ones. I want to get some A4 book wraps as well. But these A3 ones do for now. So yeah, those are for events. These are just folders. So there's sort of school resources. Again, my school stuff is all over the place, so I do need to tidy that. Worksheets and resources. These are quite cool. I don't know where they came from. I find things and I repurpose them, but these, they've got like bubble wrap and then they're plastic, so they protect things. I can sometimes shove a book in there if I need to take it somewhere. They're just really handy. So there's all those kinds of things there. Empty crates. Down there, Lily hardback, and then at the bottom there's a load of space, so that's good. And this is packaging. So if I have, you know, like the paper scrunchy stuff, or there's a couple of old envelopes in there I might want to reuse, or like old Jiffy bags or bubble wrap. There's tons of stuff in there. It's a big old bag, so that's just helpful in all sorts of scenarios. That's down there. And then we move to this area. So the gazebo, there's nowhere else to put it. It's just in front of everything. Then at the top, as I said, that's the sides for the gazebo. There are books behind it and more books. Basically this whole section, if I take a step back, is what I consider deep storage. So everything has the name of the book written on it. There's 6 per shelf and 6 boxes per shelf. And every box has 40 books in if it's paperbacks. So there's loads and loads and loads. And if one of the boxes behind me runs out, then this is what I grab, is one of these. So you can see how many there are. There are 5 shelves on these units. They're absolutely full. So if you want a book, I've got quite a lot. Have a look at my links below. I'm not running out. They're not low in stock. Yeah, so that's the bulk printed books back there. And then let's have a look over here. Oh, actually, before I do, so there's the crate. There's also this. I think this is actually empty. It doesn't feel like it is, but what I keep in there is I use that for sort of school visits, anything like that where I just want to put a load of stuff. So not books. Books don't survive in there. I've had this experience. If I put those plastic crates in there, then they'd have to go like, sorry, I'm really struggling to show you with the torch, like sideways, and they'd be like moved around, and that wouldn't be ideal. It would probably just about survive, but I can only fit 1 or 2 in there, whereas I think there's about 6 in there. And if I put the books in loose, even though it's a hard case, they just get bumped around too much. I have lost some books by doing that. But it's handy for a school visit, put all my worksheets, all of my resources, all the stuff that I showed you behind me, cuddly toys and shells and bits and bobs can all go in there. So if I'm going classroom to classroom, that's what I use. Again, I'll link it below. It's lasted. We bought it as a family suitcase and decided it was too heavy because, you know, the weight restrictions on planes, so you could hardly take any stuff. So I nicked it to use, to repurpose. A lot of this stuff is, you know, repurposing stuff for the business. So then we go up to the next and final metal shelving thing. Now this is what we divide the room up with. Up here is some stuff. So this is my knitting basket. The dog keeps stealing the wool and throwing it around and tangling it. So I don't know what to do with it. It's up there. That could move. We could put books up there when I get my new order in. And this is a heater that I use in my office. So again, I mean, it's lying down. It could be stood up in a corner somewhere and stored better. So both of those things could be moved. Coming down, these are old shoe boxes. They are super handy. The kids use them for craft. Sometimes they need them for school, particularly the ones with lids like this, where the lid isn't attached, if you know what I mean. It's like it comes off. They do a thing at the kids' primary school where they put Christmas presents in a shoebox, and the kids like doing it, and we need those kinds of shoe boxes. So I always keep a couple. I do throw away some, but yeah, shoe boxes are handy. Over here, this was the case for my saxophone mic. It might still have the mic in there. It broke. Probably is still in there. But it's a handy plastic case that could be useful. This is my loop pedal. Should be somewhere better protected. It was really expensive. I hardly used it. I was breaking out as a solo performer and I don't like it. I prefer being in a band. It's a fun thing to play with. I used it for one gig. Yeah, but it's fun. I don't know what to do with it. That's why it's there. If you come down, this is some milk and cookies. Again, this is a mixed box. And then here, to be fair, these need to go in those corners behind me, but damaged books, they're out because you might have seen, I did a big sale of these on my website for a week. So I offered these books, I mean, at cost, so you just had to pay the shipping. And I'll probably do it again next summer. So I've got a box there. There's one at the bottom as well. I went down from 4 or 5 boxes to 2, although there might be one more behind me. I'm not sure. But yeah, damaged books. So they do need to go somewhere where they're harder to get at. But I use these for display. When my display copies get too ratty, I get them out of here. Or sometimes I donate these, libraries or school groups, things like that. These aren't in terrible condition, so they're handy. At some point I will do another sale. These are the mailers I use the most, so the box is open so that I can just grab them. They are, if I pull one out, they're A4 cardboard mailers where they're cardboard both sides, and I like these. I'm trying to choose to use stuff that can be recycled. These protect the books. They're good. I'm pleased with those. I use those for all my children's books and except the hardbacks, unless someone buys lots. So that's what those are for. And when I run out of Jiffy bags, I will use these exclusively. So then if you come down, this is a hamper. My kids won a hamper in a raffle and I don't know what to do with the box. Tell me what I should do with it. I think it's lovely. I don't know what to do with it. So it's shoved here. We could use it in the house for something, like keeping something in it that then you open it up and go, aha, the thing is in it. I really don't know what to do with it, but that could be moved if I needed to put books there. Those are 2 more weights. That is a shoebox that may or may not have something in it and some sellotape. So that's cool. That could be moved. This bag my mum gave me. I used to use a bag for life. Whoops. Sorry. This is such good quality filming. In here is like the bits I use for events. So this, I used to use a bag for life. I've upgraded. This bag wheels, although it's not the most stable. So there are stands, book stands. There's like some spare bookmarks and bits and bobs. There's my bum bag, which I ordered. I think the lady I ordered it from, I can't show you. How's that? Whoops. Oh no. I think the lady that I ordered it from isn't in business anymore. Otherwise I would share her. But it's a handmade bum bag and I keep change in it. Pennies, mostly, pretty much exclusively, because when you're selling a book for £7.99, you need a penny. So that's that. So yeah, all the sort of bits I might want to wheel on an event, because I tend to use the suitcase for school visits and the wheelie bag for selling events, but I interchange sometimes. And then down there is some damaged books. And that is it. That's my book storage. So there's a lot of books. There's a lot of other stuff. As I say, I'm really grateful I have this space. I've got to fit 25 boxes in here in the next couple of weeks. I think I can do it, because I can put 6 up here, 6 here. Well, I mean, this bag could be moved. I could probably get 4 there, whatever that adds up to. And then I could definitely move some of the school stuff and put things over here. That crate could go. Could probably get 6 up there. But, you know, if you wanted to buy some books, I don't want to be that guy. I hope this was helpful. I don't know if it was, but I was in here having a tidy, and I thought you might like to see. It's not the tidiest. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it's functional. It could be more functional. For instance, what have we got? Seagrass, kelp. Seagrass, kelp. Like, those could be in sections, so all the seagrasses are together and all the kelps are together. But that's too easy, right? At some point I'll do that. But yeah, that's how I do it. If you've got bulk printed books, I would say metal shelves are good. I would say this wheelie green crate is good. Suitcases are handy, you know, repurpose what you have. And these are really good. I will link them below in case you would like to use those or similar. I hope that's been helpful. Please hit like. Let me know what you use to store your books in, how you work at events and stuff. I would love to know. Thanks for watching. I know that was a bit of an unusual video, but I don't know. Hope you liked it. I thought it was interesting. I'll see you all soon for another one. Take care.